Hello, my name is Mina Nada. I am a third-year Earth Systems Science student in the School of Physical Sciences, and I want to specialize in oceanography. Zot. One of my favorite pastimes is watching science videos.
Okay.
Like, I'm always on YouTube, and like all my bosses really get mad at me because I'm always on YouTube watching videos like channels like SciShow, Veritasium, old Bill Nye videos, and I think that's what I really want to do with my life is become part of that community to promote science and all this good stuff. So I was wondering, since you're always like speaking about science and religion and all that good stuff, do you have any tips on how to become like a good science communicator?
You know, one of the hardest pieces of it, and someone said this to me once, and it kind of sounds weird when you first say it, you have to be comfortable lying a little. And what I mean by that is, you know, as scientists in the professional piece and professional world, we're really super careful about all the what ifs, and you know, these are where we don't know things exactly. Here's our error bars. It might be these three things as well. All the caveats, all the things that we want to put on it. And the problem with that is it's important and it's critical in the professional world. It's critical when, you know, you're writing a certain type of article. But in the communicating to the general public and other people, it's not really lying. I mean, I say that kind of facetiously, but what it is you got to be able to understand and distill what the core message is. The what ifs aren't, you know, the exceptions, the what ifs aren't really that important in that moment. Those can be done as follow-ups with people, you know, when you have individual questions or you're giving a talk. If people are really getting into it in more depth, or if you do have the opportunity to write a book, sometimes that's where you can go into a little more depth. But in that moment, I mean, the most challenging moment for me was the first time I got to do a television show was The Science of Superman, and it was for National Geographic. And they actually had me go out and do a media promotion for it. And I got interviewed on Fox and Friends. And they literally give you like 20 to 30 seconds for your answer, way less time than I'm getting now, and they cut you off. Right? They just cut you off with the next question. And I was warned, and I had some practice, but it was really weird to be like, ask the science question and have just 30 seconds to answer it. And it makes it very hard. And so negotiating that space of what's the essence of what you need to share, and then just trying to find language and analogies that make sense to everyday experience. Because a lot of the cool science that people want to learn about, we don't have intuition for. You know, quantum mechanics and relativity are topics people like to ask me about, but you don't have an everyday experience of them. Everyday world is still Newtonian physics. And that's our intuition, and that's what we know about and we're comfortable with. So trying to find a way to describe it in different language. It's a lot like creative writing. You really are trying to come up with just a way of getting across a message that the key elements are true, but they're also in a language that's understandable. So that's a very good question, and it's something the world needs. The other thing I would ask you to think about, which is, I mean, I've done this odd path, right, is find these odd ways into presenting science to people. So I really like being on these strange shows that other scientists won't go on, because the people who watch those are also interested in science, and it's a way to get science to a different segment of society. So it's kind of fun. Thanks, great question.